right? Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak Ladash, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us the truth, honors and salutations to the elect, and to the dead that died doing the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because they shall arise first. To the women and children that believe on the true names of the Father and the Son, which the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer. Because he's going to deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. Alright? My name is Ma'aka Allah Ben Gad Ben Yasharala with the Watchman Philadelphia camp here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Alright? And it's 2020. January 2nd. Second day in the year of prophecy. Alright? And hey man, we here. The prophecy is about to start rolling. Everything the brothers are talking about at the end of the year and all last year through the year of Karagma, these things are about to start happening, man. They already started happening. Just a testimony. Like when I found out the year was the year of prophecy, I went to work and I was looking in the paper, and the first thing I see was the bombing in Baghdad of the U.S. Embassy. And on the top corner said "Death to America." I'm like, damn, DTA, And that's, the brothers over there in Jersey, man. DTA, man. So we've been saying this for a long time. And those are my brothers, man. But, yeah, man, I don't want to get off topic. I just want to do this real quick, before I go to the plantation lesson on remembering famous men of Israel. All right? As a matter of fact, that word famous goes into basically chosen, elect men. All right, so these men that we're talking about was what? The elect. And that word famous is a heavy word. I had it written down. Salakia. It's kind of early in the morning, and I'm not rushing, but I'm moving a little fast. But yeah, man, that word, when you go into the word famous, it goes into elect men, a chosen men. All right. So these men that we're reading about is what? They was chosen men. All right. Throughout all generations of Yahshua. Yahweh Shem Yahushua chosen, man. All right. So without further ado, we're going to hop right into it. This is Sirach chapter 48, starting at verse 1. It says, "Then stood up Elias the prophet as fire, and his words burned like a lamp." All right. It says, "He brought a sore famine upon them, and by his zeal he diminished their number. By the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, he shut up the heavens, and also 3 times brought down fire," man. So, that's just a man speaking, doing the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And that's spiritual powers right there. And guess what? That's what brothers about to have. Talking about the elect men, they're going to have them spiritual powers to do the same things in their past lives that they was doing, back then. They're going to do it now and even greater, man. And even going on into the kingdom, He brought down fire off the heavens, man. All right? It says, "O Elias, how wast thou honored in thy wondrous deeds? And who made glory like unto thee? Who didst raise up a dead man from death, and his soul from the place of the dead? By the word of the Most High," man. You see that? By the word of the Most High. Did not Yahweh Shah do that? He brought our Lazarus forth, man. Elias did the same thing, raised up the dead. And spiritually, guess what we're doing out here? We're raising the dead. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shah Brakatah. But spiritually, we're doing what? We're raising the dead. All right, by speaking these words, because they're going into Ezekiel, it talks about the dry bones, and our people, what? They're dry bones. So what we have to do, we have to speak the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and then he gives the increase, and he wakes up the people. But what? We have to get out there and speak his word first, man. All right? So I'm going to read that again, verse 5. It says, "Who didst raise up a dead man from death, and his soul from the place of the dead, by the word of the Most High. It says, who brought his kings to destruction and honorable men from their bed, man. Yo, that's heavy. And yo, the elect men, they're doing the same thing right now. It says, I'm going to bring that again. Who brought his kings to destruction. And what are we doing now? We were speaking the words of prophecy to what? We're prophesying against great kingdoms, man. And bringing what? These kings to the destruction. We tell them, man, America is about to be destroyed, man. By thermonuclear missiles. And everything that's happening right now is already spoken of. It's already written, That's why it says what was written aforetime is for our learning and for our understanding. All right? It says, verse 7. It says, who heard is the rebuke of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in Sinai and in Horeb, the judgment of vengeance, who anoints his kings to take revenge and prophets to succeed after him, man. All right? And that's what brothers do. When we go to holy days, when we're amongst each other, what we do? We anoint each other, man. And that's what you're supposed to do to your brother. If you love your brother, you're going to anoint him. And ultimately, it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. All right? And, hey, man, these are the famous men. That's what they did. And those famous men are right back here, right now, man. And you about to see who they are. This is the year of prophecy. The Lord is about to reveal a lot of things, man. Going to the book of what? 2nd Ezra, 16 and 73. When it talks about, then thou shalt know who was my chosen. All right? It says, verse 9, who was taken up in a whirlwind of fire and in a chariot of fiery horses. So, yo, man, the saint, Yahweh Shah got taken up, Elias got taken up. Elias didn't see death, man. He got taken up into a chariot, man. The same way what the elect right now in this age is going to be taken up in the chariot. All right? That's what we labor for, man. We want these things to happen, man. It says, who was ordained for reproofs in their times to pacify the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's judgment before it break forth into fury, and to turn the heart of the father unto the son, and to restore the tribes of Jacob, man. And is that not what we're doing? What was written, the same thing that happened back then is happening now. All right? So that's prophecy, man. And remembering the famous men of Israel, you have to remember them. So now when you look back, you can look and be like, damn, I think that brother's a man of the Lord, man. Because they right back here right now. All right? And what? I'm going to read that again, man. It says, who was ordained for reproof. So you were ordained for reproofs, man. What the scripture says? It says, before you were formed, I knew thee, and I ordained you a prophet. From the womb, man. And before the womb. All right? It says, who was ordained for reproofs in their times to pacify the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's judgment. And that's what we out here doing, man. We telling you about his wrath. Everybody talking about, oh, the Lord is good, God is good all the time, and all that. Yeah, he's good and he's terrible at the same time. That's a perfect balance. All right? That's a perfect balance, man. And if you don't have balance, you don't have nothing. All right? It says, to pacify the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's judgment before it break forth into fury. So before it break forth into fury, what's that? That's called prophecy, man. All right? This is the year of what? Prophecy. So brothers been telling these people, warning the people, man, blowing the trumpet, man. It says, before breaking the fury, and to turn the heart of the father unto the son, and to restore the tribes of Jacob. It says, blessed are they that saw thee and slept in love, for we shall surely live. Elias it was who was covered with the whirlwind, and Elisus was filled with his spirit whilst he lived. He was not moved with the presence of any prince, neither could any bring him into subjection. So these men were about their work. Elias was about his work, man, about his father's work. It says, no word could overcome him, and after his death, his body prophesied, man. Even after his death, his body prophesied. That's heavy, man. Because you're going to have some men that are going to be put to death, but because that's why we always say, until the dead that died doing the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because they going to rise first, man. All right? And their bodies, it said his body prophesied after death. It says no word could overcome him. And after his death, his body prophesied. He did wonders in his life, and at his death were his works marvelous. For all this, the people repented not, neither departed from their sins. And that's the same thing today, man. These people, we out there, bringing out the word, telling them what's going to happen, just like in the days of Noah, man. And why does the Lord allow that to happen? So he could show his power, man. Because this is all about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It ain't about us at all. It says, till they were spoiled and carried out of their land, and were scattered through all the earth, yet there remained a small people, and a ruler in the house of David, man. So that's what? That 1/3, man. And the elect, man. A small remnant. The same thing is going to happen now, man. All right, it says, of whom some did that which was pleasing to the Most High, and some multiplied sins. Yeah, same thing now, man. It says Ezekiel forfeited his city and brought in water into the midst thereof. He digged a hard rock with iron and made wells for waters. In his time, Sennacherib came up and sent Rebekias, and lifted up his hands against Sion, and boasted proudly. Then trembled their hearts and hands, and they were in pain, as women in travail. And that's how these people gonna be now, man. They gonna be in pain like a woman in travail, holding their loins like, oh my God, what's happening? That's why I would say sit in the dust. Sit in the dust is what? Dust is confusion, man. Because if you're in a dust storm or a sandstorm or something like that, you don't know what the hell's going on. You can't see anything. You don't know which north, south, east, or west. It's complete confusion, utter chaos. That's why the Lord referenced that to this, man. It says, but they called upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which is merciful, and stretched out their hands toward him. And immediately the Holy One heard them out of heaven, and delivered them by the ministry of Isai. He smote the host of the Assyrians, and his angels destroyed them. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah. It says, and his angels destroyed them, man. It says, for Ezekiel had done the thing that pleased Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and was strong in the ways of David his father, as Isai the prophet, who was great and faithful in his vision, had commanded him. In his time the sun went backward. It says in his time the sun went backward, and he lengthened the king's life. He saw by excellent spirit which should come to pass at the last, and he comforted them that mourned in Zion. He shewed what should come to pass forever, and secret things of every Salakia. And secret things or every they come, or ever they come. All right? So man, that's what the famous men did back then. Well, you got the prophet Elias, man, which was a heavy dude, man. And guess what? He's back on the earth. But the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone taught that was what? John the Baptist. But Salaki was Abba Bivens. Which what he do? He turned the hearts of the father back to the son, and the sons back to the father. And who's the father? Yahweh, man. Abba Nawa Yahweh. And that's how we started waking up, turning back to our power. So these famous men are right here, man. Doing the same works. That's why we got to keep reading. And they're prophesying against what? Babylon. Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, man. And with that, man, I hope that this lesson was edifying, this segment of this lesson. You know, stay strong, Yasharala. We almost home, man. Everything is going down. You know, everything is going down according to plan, according to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahusha, Ba'ashem Racha Kodash. You know, until the next lesson, I'm gonna say Shalom Yasharala and death to America. We almost home. Shalom.